send a special shout out to Boogie Billy, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. I also want to ask y'all to go smash that like button and subscribe to their channel on YouTube. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Wanted to drop a quick video, talk about that 1-2 punch in Tiyon Evans and Jabari Small and how Tennessee may look to utilize them on Saturday inside of Neyland Stadium as they take on Pitt in the Johnny Majors Classic. Look, a lot of us came out of that first game against Bowling Green. The focus was on the negative. The focus was on Joe Milton and how he needs to be better. A lot of talk about playing other quarterbacks. We failed to really take a look at some of the positives, some of the things that Tennessee did good on Saturday against Bowling Green. Specifically the running game. Tennessee ran for over 300 yards. You had Tiyon Evans with 120, Jabari Small for 117. But I think Josh Heupel may find a different way to utilize those running backs on Saturday. It's something we talked about last night on the live stream. Saw a good article today from A to Z Sports, so we'll get into that. But as always, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. We will be live on Saturday immediately following the game. So I hope you'll tune into that, but we'll get into that. But first, do you guys want to get an advantage over your sports book? You need to head over to the App Store or the Google Play Store. Download BetQL, the only app you need to make smart bets. Their computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. Also gives you the reasoning behind why you should place that bet. Their model covers everything from spreads to over-unders and player prop bets. But I know how some of you guys are. You don't always listen. You want to play armchair quarterback, and that's fine. If you want to do the work yourself, BetQL has all the necessary tools for your research needs. Sharp data so you can see who the pros are backing, line movements, you can jump on betting opportunities in real time. They've also got great team summaries highlighting previous success against the spread and the over-under. So go to try.betql.co/Vols to get started now. Going to drop all the links in the description below, but if you use that promo code VAWLS at checkout, you're going to save 25% on all subscription offerings. They also have a deal where you can get an entire year of BetQL for free. So jump in the description below. Check that out, BetQL. So let's go ahead and get the article shared up. Again, it's A to Z Sports, article from Zach Reagan, how the Tennessee Vols offense can attack the Pittsburgh defense in week 2. Again, this is a topic that we touched on briefly last night during the live stream. Just wanted to look at it a little bit more in depth, and it just kind of fit. And this is a good article from Zach Reagan. So let's take a look at it. It says the Tennessee Vols beat Bowling Green by 32 points in week 1. It was an easy win, though unspectacular for Josh Heupel in his first game as the Vols head coach. Things won't be quite as easy in week 2. Tennessee will host a Pittsburgh team that's coming off a 51-7 win against UMass in week 1. The Panthers will present the Volunteers with a more complex defense that could give Tennessee's offense some problems. Goes on with some numbers here. It says Pittsburgh had the number 37 ranked defense in the nation in 2020. Nowhere close to being elite, but it's certainly better than Bowling Green's number 127. Yeah, that's the thing. This is a big step up in competition. We knew that going in. We knew just how bad that Bowling Green defense was. And, again, Tiyon Evans and Jabari Small went out and did what they were supposed to do. They took care of business. Tiyon Evans averaged 7 yards a carry on Saturday. Jabari Small, 5.3. Both had a touchdown. They did what they were supposed to do. And kudos to the offensive line. The offensive line did their job. They held their blocks. They got Tiyon Evans particularly to that second level where he made some guys miss. Tiyon Evans looked good in space, and that's kind of where the article goes here. As you start to scroll down, it says against Bowling Green, the Vols mostly relied on the run game, rushing for 326 yards against the Falcons. Probably won't be the case against Pitt. Panthers will try to disguise their looks in coverage and test the decision-making of quarterback Joe Milton. To combat this, the Vols should throw some different looks at the Pitt defense. Look, that's what I would do. And Pitt, their coaching staff, their players are going to sit down, they're going to watch film, and I think based on week 1, they're going to try to make Joe Milton beat them. But that's where this Josh Heupel offense benefits Tennessee. Because you have to commit. If you're going to stack the box to stop the run, then there's going to be a lot of space on the outside because of just how far those wideouts are spread out. We saw that a lot with Joe Milton on Saturday. We didn't really touch on that a lot, but you could see certain holes in the defense from Bowling Green because those wideouts are spread out so far. So you have to commit. It's not just stacking the box. You have to commit to go one-on-one on the outside. And not only does Joe Milton have to be better, can those wide receivers get off of press coverage? Because I fully expect Pitt to be up in their face. Pitt's front seven is really good. They're really good. But if those defensive backs come up in press coverage and Tennessee can't beat them, it's going to be a long day for Josh Heupel. It's going to be a long day for Joe Milton. The article goes on to say Tennessee's offense isn't extremely complex. Basically, read the defense, make a decision on where the open spot of the field will be, and get the ball there. Pitt will try to trick Milton with their coverages into making the wrong decision. One thing Heupel has done before against a good defense is use his running backs more in the passing game. It's what he did in 2018 when UCF played Cincinnati and their number 9 ranked defense in the nation. You can see there some of the clips from that game being shown on the screen. And that's Tennessee was very vanilla in that opener. And that's something that we've seen, we've talked about. Obviously, the whole cornbread situation, losing to Georgia State, losing to BYU. They were not only vanilla, they weren't game prepping. They were 4 games ahead. This coaching staff, even though it was ugly at times against Bowling Green, Joe Milton was a few completions away from having a pretty decent line and probably some different conversations coming out of that first game. But this coaching staff went out and took care of business. We talked about it last night on the live stream. Tennessee has not won against an FBS opponent by 30 points or more since 2015. So yes, it was Bowling Green. Yes, they did what they were supposed to do. But they were very vanilla. And again, I like what the article is saying here. Could Tennessee choose to feature running backs in the passing game against Pitt? In that game against Bowling Green last Thursday, Jabari Small had 1 catch for 5 yards. Tiyon Evans, no catches. No other running backs had a catch. That's a big part of Josh Heupel's offense that they did not show against Bowling Green. The article here goes on to say, getting the ball to Tennessee's running backs in space against Pitt linebackers could be a recipe for success. Vols running backs coach Jerry Mack kind of alluded to this possibility while talking to reporters on Tuesday. Says one of the things that did impress me, and I was kind of shocked, was that he, talking about Tiyon Evans, was able to make some safeties miss in space. Hasn't really been able to do that a whole lot in camp for whatever reason. But he went out there Thursday night and showed that he does have the ability to make the open field tackler miss. That was one of the bright spots of his game. And again, kudos to that offensive line for getting him to the second level. And then Tiyon Evans did his job. He hit the holes, got to the next level, made guys miss, especially one of his touchdown runs. Very impressive. Made a linebacker miss, made the safety miss, puts it in the end zone for 6. Goes on to say here, now that Mack and the offensive staff have seen Evans' open field skills, they might be more inclined to get him the ball in the passing game. The only problem here is that Evans wasn't heavily involved in the passing game at Hutchinson Community College, where he had 4 catches for 43 yards in 12 games. Not sure how comfortable he is catching the ball out of the backfield. Jabari Small, however, has considerable experience as a pass catcher with 66 catches for 852 yards in high school. Another thing you have to look at, when a lot of people upset about the way Joe Milton throws the football, puts too much steam on it, puts too much gas on it. I get it. On the deep balls, he's got to put a little bit more touch on those deep balls. But as far as anything over the middle, let it rip. That's on the wide receivers. But if Josh Heupel does want to utilize the running backs, try to get them the ball out in space, Joe Milton, if they're running swing passes, anything like that, Joe Milton's going to have to put a little bit of touch on those balls. Will he be able to do that? I think this is something we're definitely going to see. But again, coming out of that Bowling Green game, seemed like everybody was just down. Everybody seemed to be a little bit negative. You got to give praise for that offensive line and for those running backs for going out and doing what they were supposed to do, especially coming out in that third quarter after halftime. They struggled that second quarter, and they were only on the field for a handful of plays. I think it was 7 plays in that second quarter as the defense kind of dug in, gave up field goals, didn't give up touchdowns. But they come out in the third quarter, and they just absolutely ran it down Bowling Green's throat. 8 straight running plays right into the end zone, and they started to pull away from there. So kudos to Jerry Mack in that running back room. Kudos to the offensive line, again, doing what they were supposed to do. Leave me a comment. Let me know, do you think, how vanilla was Tennessee against Bowling Green? Do you think they showed much, or I felt like the running game was very basic, a handful of running plays. It's just man on man, Tennessee outpowered Bowling Green. It is what it is. I think we're going to see a little bit more of that Josh Heupel offense and what it's supposed to look like on Saturday night for the Johnny Majors Classic. But like I said, leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think. If they're going to try to utilize these running backs out of the backfield, get them the ball out in space, make some plays. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network. We do have some new merchandise available, including hats, toboggans, and we got a stainless steel water bottle also available now. So check it all out. You can go over to bonfire.com/store/TalkinVols. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Several different styles, color schemes, all that good stuff. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The songs howl like me, poets sat in our chains, soaking moon.